With so much beauty in the world, why is there such pain?
Mama, Papa, our younger brother, all are dead. Are we going to die here?
We are here with Lenny Schwartz,
Hey, guys.
who is one of the co-producers of MALKA, a 17-minute award-winning film. It's about the Holocaust, and it's very, very moving, but it also leaves you with a note of optimism. Right?
That was very important to me
Yeah.
on that, especially in the world we live in right now. And it was very important to Seth and important to Stacy. So Stacy Moulton is the director. Seth Biesenhirsch is the producer, composer. He helped with the story, and we kind of molded the script together. I wrote the screenplay, but we helped mold it together, him and I. So it's been very, without the two of them, like I mean, they are. I always like to say that there's three of us in this endeavor. Without one essential element, I mean, the film wouldn't be what it is.
And you were telling me earlier that the film started as a song, and then you kind of wrote around it.
Well, Seth had an idea of making. I think he originally wanted to write a short film, and all he really gave me. He was working on it for many years, and when he, even though he was working on it for many years, he couldn't get the right screenplay. And he said, well, this is a song that I want in the film for me, and this is what I want it to be. It's a beautiful song. He said, if we have to choose one song, he actually had ideas and he wrote some other ones since, but he had ideas for other songs too to make it a full-length feature. But he wanted to make it a short. And we said, we have to focus on the one song. We've all agreed to that. And that was the song I had to write, I feel like I had to write around, basically. And what that song means. It really is the heart of the story, basically. So how do you write and that was very good challenge, I felt. How do you write a screenplay around that one song, that one motif? How do you make that work? And that was very interesting about that to me.
Now the film, it's very much focused on the Holocaust, but there was one line in there where he says Ziobi, right? Which is kind of what we're hearing today.
Right.
And that was kind of the only reference I felt that was to what's happening right now. Right.
So that was actually, believe it or not, that was an improv line from a brilliant actor. The idea behind the scene was that that Tova Feldschuh, who plays the lead character, that she walks into this stage, and the people in the audience are throwing out slurs at her, anti-Semitic slurs that we as Jews would hear. And people mumble either in a jokingly fashion, or either just you'll hear from different people and how they really feel about that. And that was thrown out. Originally, I didn't want to include anything about present day myself. And I feel like the story itself could relate to present day, just having a Holocaust, because you don't want to do too much in a short film. That's just how it is. You want to make sure you get to the point, get in and get out, basically.
Because I feel like a lot of people, especially right now, anti-Semitism was back. That was in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
I'm just anti-Israel.
I'm
just anti-Zionist.
Right.
And I feel like there's a cognitive disconnect in so
Absolutely.
many people's minds. And in the meantime, our community is suffering.
I feel the same way, and that's kind of where I feel with this film. So it's been very hard for me. On Facebook, I've lost friends who just.
I think all of us, yeah.
Yeah, and what's sad about me is that I made an active point. Usually, I'm on Facebook and I fight with somebody, and I do it. I'm like, I get rid of people. I don't care. 5,000 friends. I just have fun with it because I enjoy when people get mad. Screw them. I don't care. I don't give a crap. Whatever. And then they get into a fight because that's their problem. What's been sad about this one, though, for me, and it's been especially heartbreaking, and this is the reason why I feel like there needs to be a full-length film, especially for people who are Jewish and people who are going through this, and the anti-Semitism we're encountering. The thing of it is that we don't get a say. We don't get a say of who. We don't, I'll give you an example. I have friends who I knew for many years, and I wrote down that, my film. I had written this film, and suddenly people who are so anti this, I didn't even talk to them. They just deleted me.
Yeah.
They didn't even talk to me. Like these are people I've known my entire life, and they can disagree with me. I mean, if that's where they are, and that's where they are in their stuff, and maybe I do agree with their points. They don't even know, but they basically it's, you're Jewish, you're this. I am blocking you.
So that brings me to another question. You said that you won an award at a festival.
Yes, CineQuest. Yes,
but that there were a lot of festivals that didn't accept you.
Well, you can't prove that. I mean, one way or the other. But there was one. I mean, there's been some that I read articles now, and it's like, okay, well, we didn't get into certain festivals that maybe I would have gotten otherwise. Not saying it's not because my last name is Schwartz. It's a subject matter. Do you really want to program a festival about a musical about the Holocaust? Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not saying anyone in my state did anything, but I live in Rhode Island. I know we submitted to our festival, and I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this, but but we didn't get accepted, and I feel like there's people in that state that are my people, not just Jewish people that need to see the film. It's people that I want to have conversations with, and this could be that bridge. And since we don't have that, they're not allowing us to have that bridge in those festivals. It's not about winning awards, it's about having that bridge to have that conversation. I can give a about the awards. I mean, it's great that we're in the Oscars. I think that's in contention for the Oscars. That's great, and I want to pursue that.
I mean, I think that's amazing. I definitely want to come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that for sure. But what I want to do is, I would love to be. So what I'm going to do is, if we're not going to be in my home state having that, and again, maybe it's not that. Maybe the festival just didn't like the film, or maybe they don't feel comfortable programming something. But this is a well-made film that needs to be, I don't say that by screenplay. I say that by the production that Stacey put together.
Right.
The song that Seth put together.
Production-wise, it was beautiful.
Oh, unbelievable.
And you had top-tier talent. I mean, the acting was incredible.
Oh, everyone just really. So, but we need to be that to me is, I want to have that conversation. So if they're not going to accept me in the state, I'm not going to get mad about it. So if anyone's listening or hears this, I'm not mad about that. I wish they let us in, but I can't let that stop me from showing it in my state. Not to say no one's brought up anything, by the way, but at a certain point you have to wonder when you start looking at like, okay, this was accepted, this wasn't. Okay, this is what I feel, and I appreciate if they had that conversation. Maybe not this year. I even understand that conversation. However, it's not gonna stop us from looking at it.
There's always hope, Malka. Even in the worst circumstances, there's always hope.
Till the miracle of a gorgeous sunrise.
And Seth said to me from the very beginning, if we can get Tova Feldshuh to be in this, and Seth is amazing. Very, 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 very narrow-minded Seth. I don't mean that in a bad way. Very tunnel vision. It's like, Tova Feldshuh, I want her to play my grandmother. And then, well, how are you going to get that, Seth? He goes, I'm going to find a way to write her. And he did. And he did. He had a connection, and he wrote her, and he said yes. And I'm like, oh my God, and she was wonderful.
So he just wrote her, and he said, this is my vision. We want you as our lead. Are you willing?
No, and he made her an offer, and he said, hand her the script. She got, and I won't say what, everyone made her do that, but she did. She did take on the role with coming to an agreement with us, it was, he just wrote her. He wrote her an email and says, hey, can we talk? He met her. He went to her, and she read the script and she said, I want to do this. To me, that was, of course, someone reads the script.
Sure, very validating.
Very validating. Yeah. But at the same token, she had ideas that she wanted to put forth, and she had ideas, and I think that Tova's input shaped the script even more. And I think that everybody's input shaped the story even more. I think that she really did go on that set, and when you have someone of that magnitude, of that talent, who's so talented, so giving, and so amazing, the production rises around them. And so the budget does balloon, but you also have to have actors who are up to that challenge too. And that's why when we cast out there, they were reaching for people who've been on Broadway, who've been in movies, who've done stuff. They're reaching for those people. If you look at it this way, there's 181 films for the Oscar that can be done for short films. We're working to be on that short list, and then we're trying to get down to that final 5. Yeah. And what a year to try to get a film like this out there.
Okay, so this is exactly what I want to do. Okay, so the process is you have to win somewhere else. Yep. Which then enables you to be nominated for the Oscars.
So here, how it works is this. So basically, so it's 3 ways. I think it's like 2 or 3 ways to get to the Oscars. one of the ways to host a screening of a film. Well, for a short film, that's impossible almost, because you have to screen for a theater in a major city for a week or something like that. For a longer film, you can do that. That's fine. Short films are different, though, because you have to get on the radar, basically. The only real way to get on the radar is to win. So there's 181 Oscar qualifying festivals out there. CineQuest is one of the bigger ones. We're actually at Indie Shorts this week too. I'm not there because I'm here, but Stacey's there. And if we win this one, you can actually submit into the Academy Awards portal.
Wow.
Of the 181. So it's considered the long list, I guess. And then you want to whittle it down and try to show the film in front of Academy members. You want to show those people, so if any Academy members reading this or watching this, please get in touch with us. We'd love to show you the film. We want you to see the film. We want to have the discussions with us. That's what we really want. And get into, and then if we get into that short list, you have to host screenings in those towns and do a Q&A afterwards, or do something that's you can hook up with another film or something like that. It's a whole process. But then it gets whittled down to that final 5, and that's what it's about. Is it a long shot? Sure. But I mean, what am I going to do? I'm only here for another 15 more years, right? Maybe 60, right?
I mean, God willing, right? Yeah.
Right. God willing, right? So.
Wow, very cool. So the goal is to go from 120 down to the final 5.
181 to
120.
Oh, to 15.
To 181 to 15. And
then to 5, yeah.
And then down to 5. Wow.
Yeah, you know what? I mean,
well, we are all rooting for you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so for a short film, what is the time limit? I guess range.
I think it's like 40 minutes or less for an Oscar. For an Oscar to get something like that.
So how did you guys? I mean, did it just turn out to be 17 minutes, or was that what you were trying for?
Well, I mean, I write to budget, or try to at least. If we went, I think if you go too long with a film, like anything longer than like 20 minutes, you audit for the short film, people tune out. And especially if they're in a festival of some kind, with a short film after short film, people don't want to program it. You already have enough problems too. But I always say, for short films, get in, show them what you want, get out. That's it. And that's
so you kind of found that to be a time sweet spot.
Yeah, exactly. And I also feel like that's where the emotion is in this film. And it could be longer, it could be shorter, depending on that. But I also, like I said, I write the budget. I don't want to bankrupt Seth, so I figured, I'd be nice and make it 17. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, you want to make sure you get that emotional punch and get it out of there, and make it linger with people, let them sit with them, and have them ask those questions of themselves, or even if they get mad, have the conversations that you're mad about.
Again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you for everyone out there. If you do happen, it doesn't have to be just a JCC or a temple. Could be anywhere. We want to show the film, and we want to.
And if people want to get in touch with you or learn more or donate, where can they find you?
You can find me on at my email, Lenny Schwartz, LNNYSCHWARTZ at AOL.com. Don't laugh.
You've had that one for a while.
Yeah, I have it. Since 2009, my first email, believe it or not. LNNYSCHWARTZ at AOL.com. Lenny Schwartz, Leonard Xavier Robert Schwartz on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's Lenny, same thing, LNNYSA, no E, Lenny without the E, Lenny Schwartz on Instagram. Just follow me, get in contact with me. Look at Best Used to Make Movies, Stacey Moulton, Seth Beeson-Hirsch online. Just type in his name, you'll see his website. You can't miss it. Anyway,
Great.
thank you guys.
Thank you.